Hi, my name is Nick Neale. I'm the Chief Executive of Emoov.co.uk, the online estate agency based here in the UK. Well, I want to talk about Emoov really, just to sort of try and explain to people what we do, how we do it, and why we do it really. Emoov originally. So 2010, Emoov was started by Russell Quirk, venture capital funding, basically took on Purple Bricks and a few of the other ones around How Simple, Hatched, names that escape me for the moment. Did very well till 2019 when things didn't go quite the way they wanted to go, so they ended up in administration actually. Mashroom then bought the property, bought the branding, tried for a couple of years to make things work. That didn't happen. Then roll forward to 2024, I was in a conversation with Mashroom and we ended up buying the branding.
Now we bought the branding because we were operating since about 2014 as under the Griffin banner. So we're Griffin Residential, Griffin Property Co, doing sales and lettings, very small, very localised, no venture capital funding. So we were sort of jogging along, doing quite well, and then this opportunity came up, and basically it sort of transformed the site and the whole way we work really.
So originally I was I was a high street agent in 2000, based in Westcliff-on-Sea.
We opened up a few offices, we ended up with 10 estate agency offices. We then had commercial, we had auctions, we had property management and lettings, we had a partnership with a conveyancing firm. All was going very well, it seemed to be going very well until 2008 with the crash.
And then we couldn't close it down quick enough really. After that I just ended up with my one office in Westcliff, which I've been using, sort of been there ever since really. And taught me a bit of a lesson really. So I decided that multiple offices and staff was not the way forward. There had to be a better way to do it, and it just took me a while to get round to where we are today really. The biggest challenge I think really was building the website and getting the user journey to the state it is now, because the more people that use the site, the more problems you have, the more people expect.
The journey, but a user experience. And so when we first started, we were at £195. We could get away with stuff. People would come on, advertise their property. We were selling properties as well, but they could put up with a bit of lack of functionality because it was a cheaper model. Unfortunately, costs rising, our prices gone up, and now people expect a better service, and it's
very hard keeping up with our clients' demands of how the system will work with the costs and expenses that we have and the price that we charge. The main lesson we've got, I've found basically, is customer service. We still have to maintain a good customer service. Although we're a long line agent and it seems like everything's done online, and it is very much done online in a DIY system, we have to really maintain good customer relations and be at the end of the phone to answer the queries we've got. So for all of the modern technology that's out there and all this sort of stuff, it's surprisingly how much people would like, whether they use it or not, to be able to ring someone up and speak to them over the phone. You can talk about emails and all this stuff all day long, but bottom line is people still want to be able to chat to someone when they have a problem. Well, speed, transparency, simplicity and cost effectively. So we talk about speed. You can have your property on the portals in the UK within 30 minutes if you're prepared. So if you have your photos and your description and everything ready, you can upload it in 30 minutes, you do your ID check, pay your fee or opt for what package you want, and we can have that on the portals in 30 minutes. So that's the speed thing. Transparency is all about buyers and sellers talking to each other. So there's no messages, no hidden agenda, no one's, we're not fielding buyers if they haven't got a mortgage with us or anything like that. It's full transparency. Cost obviously is the other option, where we are not based on a percentage of property value. We're just charging a straight fixed fee, so it's either £395 up front or it's £895 on completion, and obviously the package this week where we do photos and stuff like that. But that's basically what it is. That's in a nutshell what we offer to UK home sellers. We have 4 or 5 of us in the office that are answering the phones, not really tech minded, unfortunately, because I was an old style estate agent where we'd advertise in newspapers and we'd have property lists, and we'd do property brochures, mail outs, all that sort of stuff, and it's quite novel to transform across and really try and stay away from falling back into old ways and inefficient systems. So we have the tech guys in, and we have to translate what we feel is needed from an agency seller point of view, not so much an agency point of view, from a home seller point of view, and what they need, we have to translate to the tech guys to implement into the website. So it's quite a fine line really between technical innovation and actual usability. The new one that we're working on at the moment, actually, we're working on a commercial site, so we're going to be doing commercials with the same sort of principle. So if you're a landlord or you want to sell your office or your warehouse or whatever, you can upload it, or you can rent it out exactly the same way. Half an hour it takes to upload it, cheaper system. I can't remember what the fees are now, but it's going to be cost effective to do it that way. And also we're going to do we're implementing or working on a one-stop or one-click viewing system whereby we can automate the viewing. So if someone's sitting there on Sunday evening watching Country File, wants to look at the property, number 10 South Street, Romford.
They can click the button. We'll already have their, so they'll Rightmove, they'll send us a request through. We can take that information, create an account for them, send a viewing request back to the person who's asking for them, asking when and where they want to do it, and automate that process. So they just put in, Tuesday at 10 o'clock, one click, and it's done. We won't have any email addresses or phone numbers to put in or anything like that. So it's going to be a real simple system, and we're just in the process of working that out now. It's one of the major innovations I think that we're going to see, which is going to really streamline the whole system.
I think there's a difference. Some sellers and buyers do need local agents. I'm not here to replace local agents. I think we all need local agents as well because there's a need for them. I'm just giving people a choice. So if someone's sold their houses before, or they're tech savvy, or they want more control, or they have a bad experience in the past with high street agents, or just want to try an alternative, that's us. And that's all it is basically. We just offering the customer another option with the house selling or house renting process. I don't think it's a piece of business advice as such. I've always stood by it, and I still stand by it to this day, which is be the best that you can be and the money will follow. So I always say to people, if you're going to do a job, don't worry about how much you're going to get paid for it, whether it's be pennies or pounds. As long as you do it to the best of your ability, you will be recognised.
And at some point in your journey, you'll start getting paid what you're worth. Now, if you hold out and say, right, well, I'm not going to do this job to the best of my ability because I'm only getting paid X amount of money, what happens is your reputation or your ideology changes because you're now not doing the job to the best you can. And I think that reflects. And I think it reflects as well if you can actually sit back at the end of the day and just say to yourself, well, that's at least you have done, you have done the best that you can do. Point is, it's nice to have your family around you and all working together as one unit. It's good. It's a nice environment to be in. The limitations are sometimes it can be a bit difficult between my children arguing with each other, and stuff like that. But we seem to move through it. Yeah, but it's good, and also, and they've all got different roles within the business. So we've managed to carve out different sections. So Jessica does the memorandum of sales, buyer verification, and some of that sort of stuff. Sophie does the sales progression and some property management and accounts. And then Jacob does onboarding. So if you buy one of the 795 packages, or you organise us to do your photos, Jacob will be in charge of that. He does that, and some of the design work and stuff like that.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting, and if you do need any help with selling your house, or you've got any questions about the systems that we use, please feel free to email us or phone us at the office, and one of the team will be pleased to help you. You might be lucky, you might even get me still answering the phone. Thanks very much. Bye for now.